Hi, and thanks for joining us for another edition of Your Schools. I'm Guy Sconzo, the very proud superintendent, joined by the best co-host in the world. Absolutely. Sorry, Lynn. Carrie Brinson. Carrie, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to you, too.
And it's good to see you, and thanks for being with us.
I am glad to be here. Thank you. Well, Thank you. Years already going by fast, Guy.
I know. Yeah, you're a veteran. I can't introduce you as the new co-host anymore.
I'm not feeling like a veteran, but thank you. That's a vote of confidence.
It's honest. It's absolutely honest. And Carrie, we've got a wonderful show. You know what? We're so proud, really, every month to bring you, we think, some very special stories and many examples of the achievements and accomplishments of our students, our staff, our community.
Right.
But this show, I think, is going to be kind of extra special.
I think it's very extra special with some fabulous students, not only that are fabulous in academics, fabulous in athletics, but boy, we've got two boys that just really exemplify what being a good, caring, kind, having a service learning heart is all about. And their story's pretty phenomenal.
No, it really, it'll move your heart. It'll absolutely move your heart in ways like it never has before. And we've got an Olympian to introduce to you, a gold medal Olympian to introduce to you, as well as we're going to spend some time talking about career and technical education.
And we can't forget about our Education Foundation,
That's
our wonderful Education Foundation. So the good work that they do in our schools and in our community.
We love having foundation folks on the show.
We do like having really foundation folks.
So y'all stay with us. By the way, happy Valentine's Day to all of you too, and we will be right back.
In 1999, Humble ISD and our community worked together to create an education foundation to ensure that innovative and enriched education remains in our classrooms. In 16 years, I'm proud to say, the Education Foundation has grown from its first year of giving $48,000 in grants to this past year and giving $1.25 million.
Amazing.
It is amazing, isn't it, Guy? Joining us today, we have with us our current chair of the Education Foundation, Mr. Brent Colescott. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
And we have Mr. Keith Lapeze, who is a trustee on our school board, but actually serves as the liaison between the board and the foundation. Welcome, Keith.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Brent, that's huge growth in 16 years.
It is. It's phenomenal. And Carrie, I'll point out, as a former chair, thank you for laying the foundation for the foundation. But yes, it's been amazing. I say that right now we're on track to be a $2 million organization in the coming years. We've done an amazing thing with all the different grants that we've supported, scholarships. We look at innovative grants from the teachers, and I see a lot of them happening in which the foundation leads the school district, because a lot of the grants that are done end up becoming standard equipment for the classrooms throughout the district. So it's an amazing thing. The fundraising has changed over the years, but we continue to set goals and exceed them every single year. So it's just an amazing organization to be part of.
Wow, it's something to think. $2 million. Wow.
It's like a 16-year miracle in progress.
It is.
You know, Keith, you really, in my opinion, you enjoy a very unique perspective, because you sit on the school board, and you have for a long time, but you're also a parent of a pretty amazing child in our schools. So from your unique perspective, what makes the foundation really important to you?
Well, I mean, I see it as really two things. The first thing is what it brings to our district. And Dr. Sconzo, you know that we have limited funds for what we can do as a district. So when it comes to innovation, when it comes to thinking outside of the box, where do we get the money for that? And that is what fuels, I think, in part, change in our district, and that comes from the foundation. And we've seen it. And when you have that money that goes into innovation, it encourages our teachers as well to start thinking outside the box. And so you see that effect on our district, on our students, on our teachers, and it's an amazing thing. And I think it's only going to get better and continue to grow. The second thing, the effect that I think it has is its community. I mean, you've got people like Brent and Carrie that hear that the demands on their time are amazing. Yet the amount of time they put into this foundation that affects our entire district is a wonderful, amazing thing. And what I see is it builds our community around our school district, and it's just phenomenal. And so those two things, I think, are the most important things that the foundation has brought to our district and will continue to bring over the years.
Well said. Well said.
And you made a good point. The district doesn't have unlimited funds, and that's where the foundation comes in. How does the foundation go about raising funds? Can you give us some examples?
Oh, absolutely. We have 3 main events that occur. We have our golf tournament in the fall. We have our rodeo and barbecue cook-off that happen in January and February, and then we have our gala that happens in April. And each of the events are great opportunities, like Keith said, to work with the community, to have their involvement. Every single one of them every year is always seen as one of the best opportunities for an event in the community, and we really enjoy it. But we get a lot of volunteers that come in, people like myself that started with the golf tournament, just volunteering.
See what happens when you volunteer?
I know.
You wind up as chairman.
7 years, 8 years later, yes. But we want new people to constantly come in to get involved with these events. We have all volunteers for all of them. We have our board members that are chairs in some of the events, but they're also just members of the committees. And my wife is on the gala committee.
It's a family affair.
It's a family affair. Robert Sitton has said how he and his wife Jen got involved through their community involvement with the foundation. So it's a great organization. The events that we put on raise the money for our unrestricted grants that go back to those teachers from those grant proposals, and that's where we really want to make sure that we get as much out of those events as possible.
Well, and I understand the foundation has gone through some creative process in going beyond just events and trying to raise funds. And I know something that has been incredibly successful, and if either Keith or Brent, you can talk on that, are 2 things. One, our employee appeal in the district, and our second is our annual funds that are starting to take place in our campuses across the district.
First of all, I want to thank all of the teachers and all the administrators in the district that contributed to the foundation. The employee campaign was hugely successful. Again, I think another record-breaking year, and we couldn't do it without their help. It's one of those things that they support us, we support them, and the more that they can support us, the more we can support them. In terms of the annual funds, this is something near and dear to my heart that we're really wanting to make sure that we get as much participation as possible. Currently, we have about 13 schools, and with a goal of over $500,000 to be raised for those schools. The annual funds are the alternative to that cookie, popcorn thing that you get in the mail or from your school that says, here, fill this out, and you pass it along to your coworkers, to your grandparents, to the parents. And we want to get away from that because not all the money from those fundraisers go back to the school. 40% goes to the school, the rest goes for profit for those organizations. The annual funds are a way for our parents to actually write a check, goes to the school, 100% of it goes to that school. The principals have full control over that money as if they were the fundraising, and it gives opportunity even for a tax deduction because of us being a 501c3. Right. So the annual funds to us are a much greater way to keep the dollars in our district and for the schools.
they're winding us down, but I want to give you one last shot, and because I think your point about community is really, really important. It really is a blessing, I think, for all of us to live and work in a community so focused on children. Mm-hmm. What would be your pitch to anyone living in our school district to get involved with the foundation? How would they do that? Why would they do that?
Well, first, how to do it's really easy, Dr. Sconzo. You can go on the Facebook and you can like it. You can go to their website. You can request the newsletters to the website to get involved. You can also contact Jamie Monbaron, the district, to get involved, and or Jerry Monbaron, excuse me, and her information's on our website. Why you would get involved, I think, is very simple. It's directly affecting our students. This is not something that affects administration or whatever. What goes on in the foundation, the money that is raised goes directly to our students. And that is important in this day and age where people talk about administrative costs, overhead, and all these other issues that we have to deal with our district budget. This affects our kids. And so it's important, and it's real, it's tangible, the effects, and if you have time, it's worthwhile. And so that's the pitch I would give somebody.
It sure is. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys for your time. We appreciate the information on the Education Foundation. It's a wonderful organization, and we're very blessed to have it in our district. So thank you both for coming, and audience, stick with us. We'll be right back.